What's up? Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, BOOGIE2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is a rambling video. I haven't done one of these in a while. I know I've been talking about myself a lot lately, and talking about the world around me a lot lately, but I haven't really just turned on the camera and talked in a while. So I thought I would do that tonight. Give you caught up on everything. Number one, my weight loss is right at the 400-pound mark. I should be any day now that I hit dip 399. Trying to cut back a little bit more on the food and exercise a little more, but the scale is being stubborn, but it should be just a couple of days more. And when I do, I'll celebrate on social media. I can't wait for you guys to see it. The new year has begun, and boy, did it start with a stressful start with this whole Logan Paul thing. I reached out to Logan Paul and got his attention for all of like 30 seconds. I've talked to other YouTube creators about it on the phone every day, and trying to figure it out. I'm hoping to get a phone call in with YouTube at some point. When stuff like this happens, it can be very stressful for YouTube as a whole and creators as a whole. So sometimes we lean on each other during times like this, trying to figure out the right path and try to figure out the right thing to do and try to figure out whether or not good things can happen from it. But that's been stressful. And then on top of that, I've been getting back into the groove of things with the new year, getting back into making 3 or 4 videos a week, getting back into doing 4 or 5 streams a week. And then I'm also dealing with all the divorce stuff. So I'm going to the bank every couple of days to try to deal this and do that and deal with the mortgage, and going to the utility companies to try to get this transferred and that transferred. And I'm over on the phones every day and managing this and managing that and working on the house and doing all this stuff. And on top of that, I'm trying to still find a little bit of time to do stuff like New Year's Eve with my friends, run my D&D game, which I'm skipping this week, try to do Saturday nights with my friends that have a little bit of me time. Everyone's telling me I should focus on the me time. I'm not. I'm focusing on the work because so much of it needs to get done. To the point that my roommate, I think, is going to be helping me out moving forward here. Maybe it's like a PA situation or something like that. It's because I'm exhausted. I'm pushing myself to like 4 to 6 hours of sleep at night. And I think with that, people who follow me on Twitter, people who follow me on other social media, even here on the YouTube channels, especially my Twitch stream, I think they begin to see the cracks in who and what I am. And a lot of people are like, oh, Boogie must be really going crazy. Boogie must be losing his mind. Boogie's not the person that I expected Boogie to be. And that's a criticism I see a lot in the comment section. I see it on like Reddit. Occasionally I see it in the Twitter section. This isn't like you, Boogie. You're doing stuff that's not like you. Well, that's your perception of me. And what's really interesting about that is I think someone made a video today. I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about how Boogie isn't the person he tries to come across as on YouTube. And my response to that is, no shit. Are you joking? Who on social media just portrays themselves? Who on social media shows all of the nasty, gnarly, miserable parts of their lives? Nobody. Who does that? I think I share more than most. But most of the people, you got to remember, I talk to so many different YouTubers. I talk to so many of them different at conventions and cons and parties and on the phone. And I got to tell you, I don't know what your perception of it is, but anyone with a brain, I think, knows that who we come across as YouTube in little 5 or 10 minute videos is probably not who we are. Even Twitch streamers who stream for 4 or 5 hours a day generally are not showing you everything. That Instagram model isn't showing you her ugly pictures. That person on Twitter isn't sharing every thought, just the funny ones or the interesting ones or the compelling ones. Nobody on YouTube is the person that you think they are. I think that's very frustrating. If you don't know that, today's the day to learn. And I think I've never been dishonest about that. I've always streamed on Twitch for the last 5 years. And if you ever tune into Twitch, here's how I try to explain it. The person I am here on YouTube is very close to the person I try to be every day. This is the person that I envision myself as. This is who I want to become. When I wake up in the day, I try to be kind to everyone around me, accepting to everyone around me, loving, careful, unbiased, objective. That's who I try to be. Do I fail at that? Pretty often, And if you follow me on Twitch, you'll hear, here on Twitch, I try to be very family friendly. I try to be very kind. I try to be very accepting. But if you follow me on Twitch, I make a lot of poop and fart jokes all day. Like the whole 2 hours I'm live, it's just poop and fart jokes. And I swear every third word because I have an almost edgy sense of humor, always have. The person I'm on Twitch is also not who I am, though. There I'm putting on a show. There I'm putting on a goofy sense of humor where I do 20 different voices and I troll people in game chat and I act like a fool. That's also not who I am. And the person that you follow on Twitter is also not who I am. And if you take all of these things and you combine them into one thing, there's still all of the things inside my head and inside my heart that never leave this head and this heart. You can't summarize a person or know somebody from social media. That's including your family and friends on Facebook. They don't post the darkest, most messed up stuff. That's reserved for friend time. That's reserved for family time. I think that's true for most of us. So I don't know. That's one of the silliest criticisms I've been getting a lot lately. A lot of people are like, well, his wife must have left him for good reasons. He must be a real monster. And to be honest with you, my anxiety disorder can turn me into that. And she saw me at my worst. But at the end of the day, that's still only a small fraction of who and what I am. My anxiety disorder, my obesity, my mental illness, is only a small portion of me. The same way the person that I try to be here on YouTube is a small portion. The jokes I make on Twitch is a small portion. The things I like or dislike on Twitter are a small portion. And one of the most frustrating things about leaving those parts of your life out, one of the reasons I try to be so open and so honest here on YouTube is because when you don't fill in those gaps for people, people fill in the gaps for you. You know, because there is no huge reason that me and my wife, my ex-wife got divorced, because there is no compelling dramatic reason. People invent one. They invent a story about some guy she cheated on me with. They invent a story about me physically abusing her. They invent a story about her being passive aggressive to me since the divorce, or me being passive. They come up with all of this stuff that's just not real. That's just not true. And as much as I would love to just lay my life out in detail for those of you who do wonder and do care, it still won't stop those people from doing what they do, because they don't want the truth, because the truth is unfortunately very boring. They want to invent a reason. They want to create something new. And that's one of the reasons you'll see so many people are not as open as me. So many people do not share as much. And I've heard it from many, many YouTubers. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, because you get criticized more and more and more. And I'm worthy of a lot of this criticism. I'm worthy of a lot of this criticism. I accept that criticism when it's constructive all the time. I can handle it. Not a lot of YouTubers can, so they choose not to do what I do. But that is why I don't share every last detail. It's because of people like that. At the end of the day, though, and I say this all the time, and it's especially at moments like this, I'm complaining about those handful of people. I'm complaining about that small subset of the people that follow me and watch me, but they are very, very small. Less than 1% of the people who are subscribed to me, less than 1% of the people that follow me. And the majority of you guys understand what I'm going through. The majority of you guys understand what life is like. The majority of you guys understand that people are people and people are complicated. And that's just part of loving somebody. And for those of you who already knew that, and for those of you who understand that, thanks for putting up with this rant. Thanks for listening to that. But more importantly, thanks for caring. So just know that I don't know if I could have made it through what I've gone through in the last few months without this community, without this job, without my Twitch streams, and the chance to just blow off steam and do stupid, crazy, Andy Kaufman-esque things. And for being able to be inspired every day by the character I play on YouTube and the person that I try to be, so that not only am I this person on YouTube, but hopefully I can be this person in real life. So, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.